Welcome all you beautiful people to your Lionsgate portal reading for 8/8 of 2022. The Lionsgate is all about when the sun is in Leo, and it lines up with the star Sirius, with the Orion's belt, and the Earth, which brings in amazing manifesting energy. All of those eights, the eighth house of the zodiac is actually the house of Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto and Aries. So you've got all this power, fiery power that comes in, transformational energy and passion that comes in and is available for this portal for this time. I've also brought out the strength card, which is the number 8 in the major arcana in the tarot. And you can see here, of course, there's a lion on there. And this is about the relationship between our lower self and our higher self, and bringing in this beautiful bridge between the realms. The number 8s and all of the minor arcana represent going to another level. You know, the 8 of fire or the 8 of wands is about energy coming in, messages coming in from spirit. You got the 8 of earth or the 8 of pentacles, which is about stepping up into a new place in the world, whether it's moving from like kind of a apprentice into a master level. And then you have the 8 of air, which would be the 8 of swords, which brings an awareness around our thoughts and our beliefs, those things that have been restricting us within our minds, allowing us to move to a next level. And then, of course, the 8 of water, the 8 of cups, is about leaving behind the emotions that are no longer serving us. So there is this beautiful energy coming in for this portal. And we're going to look into each zodiac sign. And we're going to look in to see, what did you learn over this last year from the last portal opening on August 8th of 2021. And then secondly, we're going to look at what you're leaving behind, what you're surrendering. And then number 3, what's the next step that you're going to head off on? What journey are you going to be looking at for this next year? So we're going to jump into each of the individual zodiac signs, and I'm going to jump into your reading right now. And before we jump into your reading, I just wanted to make a quick announcement that I'm going to be having a drawing once I reach 1,000 or more subscribers on my YouTube channel. I will be having a drawing for 10 1-hour personal readings for 10 lucky individuals. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would really appreciate you considering doing so. And if you do, make sure to click on the little alarm button to be notified and select the all option, so that when I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will put out a special video letting you know how you can enter that drawing. So I really appreciate all of you watching, and we'll get into your reading now. All right, Taurians, this is your Lionsgate portal reading, and we are going to start off here by pulling a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle and just see, what did you learn over this last year? Let's give these a good shuffle. All right, so what do you want our Taurians to know about what they learned over this last year since August 8th of 2021? All right, so this is your card here, and you have Between Worlds. It's a beautiful card there. So I really feel that this energy that comes in with this card is that you learned how to kind of be in between two things, about the indecision. Sometimes you had to like pause and wait for things to unfold. And so it really taught you the patience of standing in between the two worlds, sometimes feeling stretched, you know, because it's like they're showing me like a boat, two boats next to each other, and you have one leg over here, and you took a step and then the boats started to separate, and you're like, whoa, and you're just starting to do the splits, and you know, it's like this, you know, that kind of pain, or that even the fears of, you don't feel like you're completely in one world, you kind of feel stretched between two. And you really have learned to manage that energy over this last year, and see that you don't have to fear it. It's like, I really feel a lot of what you learned from it, that it's okay to one, not be okay, to not be making a decision in that moment, but the pause and the waiting for the answers to come. It's almost like I'm also feeling like selling a house, how you weren't getting the right price and you would wait, and it's like, well, what if we don't get a better offer? What if the offer goes away? You learn to sit in that trust that things were unfolding, and you learned to trust your gut with that. So this card essential meaning is transitions, not being quite out of one situation and fully engaged in another, temporary blindness, and kind of being this no man's land. And it says, between the worlds is where you must let go of the tendency to make assumptions. And this is a time when you were unable to see what was ahead. So you learn to cultivate curiosity and trust the process of change and growth. You are done learning the lessons of the recent experiences, and in this place between what was and what will be is a state of making and unmaking and making again. So what is essential now is during this time was to admit not knowing, and there's great freedom and power that was unleashed during that. Mystery that was not yours to understand weaved a web of life, and within the divine matrix of consciousness greater than your own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, desires, and decisions. So you kind of let a lot of that go, the have-tos, the shoulds, the need-to-bes, the have-to-bes, kind of learn to let go of control, I feel. And it says the seeds that were planted in the past began to take root, and then what surfaces probably wasn't what you expected. So you planted like a rose bush, seed or bulb or whatever those are, and then a tulip popped up, and you're like, wait a minute, that's not what I expected. Or even maybe a stork appeared, or a flamingo. When you are between worlds, you are invited to see with the curious eyes of a child glimpsing a rainbow for the first time. Do so and you will not be disappointed. So you really learned at looking at life in a different way. This card being number 3, you went from this black and white world to seeing not only a world of gray, but a world of color, and seeing a lot of things from different perspectives. We're also going to pull a card here from the Power of Surrender cards, and to see what you're ready to let go of, what you are surrendering as you move in to this new portal. Again, let me just give these a quick shuffle. Let's see, what do you want Taurians to know that they are letting go of, that they're surrendering as they move into this new portal? Okay, they didn't want any of those. Okay, there it is. Do you have surrender comparisons with other people? Beautiful card there, very colorful. A lot of feathers there. And it says, keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, your attractiveness, and power. So that is, I kind of feel such a great combination with this here, because it was this awareness, this in just between two worlds, you realize it doesn't have to be like how it unfolded for everyone else. So you kind of let go of this supposed to's and the shoulds around situations, that black and white world, because that's the world of comparison, and you have let that go as you're moving and stepping toward this portal that we're going to be headed off for this next year. So we are going to use the Good Tarot here just to see what they want you to know about the next steps that you'll be taking as you take one step through this Lion's Gate portal into this next year. Let's see what you're going to do with this awareness. And just one more time. All right, so what else do you want Taurians to know about this next journey? Okay. What else, please? Okay. Actually, they do want one more right there. Okay. So let's dig in here, and we'll start with this one here. And you've got the number 6, the love card or the lover's card. And here, the lion, laying down with your lion with that lion's gate. And look at, there's the portal that you're getting ready to step through with all of that. But you are taking this time to rest as you do so. You're not rushing in. You're staying grounded, and you're really enjoying this step through this new level of connecting to your higher self. The lover's card also is about emotional choices, and so it's like in every moment that you experience that you do get to choose whether it's going to be an emotional of a lower vibration of love, which is the fear of losing conditional love. That's like the human conditional love experience, or of the unconditional love, which is the higher realm. You know, in the beginning, when I showed you the strength card, it has the lion and the maiden on it. It looks very much like this. And this is about connecting to that strength, allowing this bridge between your lower human conditional love and the higher unconditional love of the heavenly realms, the higher realms. So really with this, it's like you're finding the source of your love from within. It's, the strength card is a lot of times called the inner strength card, and you're finding that, and you're letting that to be the foundation of your journey over this next year. You're learning to love yourself and connect to the higher realms, and letting that be your source of your worth, the source of your power, instead of the outside world, and I kind of feel like that's the worlds that you got caught in between this last year. It's like, took 6 months to really understanding the black and white world, and then you made this transition and you really woke up to the heavenly realms, to where those are the two worlds that you're standing in between. Yeah. And then you have Justice, card number 11. So another major arcana. So you got 2 major arcana, which are basically life-changing type of cards compared to the suits. So the Justice card is about balancing of the truths and the balancing out, and the kind of like the one on either side here, and here's the 2 sides. It is the balancing out of truths, looking at the small t truths of the human world and the capital T truths of the higher realm. And you're balancing those out as you go through this next year, because if we went totally heavenly minded as we walked on this earth, then we might be doing very little human good. We're here with that ebb and flow of the human experience mixed in, walking together, with the lion. The higher self doesn't kill the lion, it walks together with it, hand in hand. So it exists, and this justice is the balancing out of those truths that you're understanding, those that were, rooted in the conditional love of the human world, and those that are connected to the capital T truths of unconditional love of the higher world. So they usually have the Ace of Swords here with her, which is the tool by which you're able to connect to the higher realms, and then also cut away those small T truths that no longer serve you. Wow. And another major arcana, and you have Temptation, which this would be card number 15, which is the Devil card or the Shadow card. And what this does is it's very much Capricorn and Saturn energy, which what Saturn does, that planet is our teacher. You can kind of think of him as the wise old grumpy old grandpa who's very rich and has all this, because he goes through the lessons, he knows what he's doing, but he helps you, he takes you through and brings things to your face so that you can understand what restrictions you have, what are the things that are keeping you feeling limited and small, and from stepping forward in boldness rather than cowering in a cage or feeling, usually they'll have like the devil on the card with chains around people's necks. And it's like they show you that you are the one, your thoughts and your beliefs are the ones that are limiting you. And that's what the Temptation does. That's what he brings. It's like he bangs on your walls that you've created with a hollow pipe that echoes to draw attention to those things. And so, I kind of feel like this is what you're continuing to do. It's kind of what you have been doing with seeing the difference between the two worlds, but you're continuing this journey going forward. Yeah, and you have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands, which would be, it says Two of Fire here, but it's Two of Wands in the Standard Tarot. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, your passion. And the Two of Wands basically tells you there's two places that you can invest your energy in every moment. Unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. So again, this message is becoming very clear about the two worlds that are going on and this awareness that you have around it, but the balancing that you have of it. You're realizing that you don't have to kill your shadow, your ego, the human side of you, because you came here on purpose to specifically experience this life as a human, even though you are the actor behind this character. You are truly a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. So you don't have to, like I said, kill off the lion, the shadow side of us, because it is a part of us. Instead, you join together, hand and paw, in this case, as with the Strength card, and you're able to see life in a completely different way with your combination there. And then you have the Three of Water, which is the Three of Cups. And that could be a celebration card. It's a joyful card, but it's also a special meaning from my spirit guides in that all the angels and the support team on the other side, it represents them because of a past reading. This is what they have brought to me to signify whenever it pops up that it's them, your posse, your spirit team, which is the creator and spirit, your guardian angel, all of your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones who've already gone to the other side, your ancestors, just a whole slew of beings of unconditional love and light. This is them saying that they're here. You're never alone when you're going through this journey. If you have any questions, ask them, because they will guide you. They'll provide answers, as long as it doesn't interfere with what you've asked them before you came down here, because you did say there's several things you want to have happen in your life. Sometimes it can be in a pocket where, like here, where you needed to have this space where the answers weren't coming because you wanted to learn what it felt like to not know. And so they won't tell you if that happens, but if it's outside of that and you ask them questions and for signs and synchronicities and whatever, they'll bring you that information. They're more than willing. They're so excited and giddy to help with any of that. And then we're going to use these everyday tarot just to see any other clarity that they'd like to bring around for this next Lionsgate portal for you. If I can shuffle here. There we go. And one more time. So let's see here. What are you going to do with this balancing that's going on here? All right. So yeah, we do want to go over here first. Yeah, so you have the Eight of Swords. So you are realizing, eights, like we talked about in the beginning with the Lionsgate 8-8, this is movement of stepping up to the next level in your mentalities, your beliefs, and your thoughts. You can see here that you're realizing that your thoughts and beliefs are that blinded you, bound you, and that kind of trapped you there. And someone I talked about with that, what do they call it in this one? The Temptation card, which is the Devil card. You became aware of those limitations, those things that are making you feel small and complete and blinded and bound, and you're able to move beyond those, because you then move into the Nine of Swords next, which is the Nightmare and Insomnia card, which then takes you to the Ten of Swords, which is the exhaustion card, I call it, but it's when you're letting go of those thoughts and beliefs that no longer serve you, and you are released and you open your mind to whole new ways of thinking. So this is really what this balancing is coming into play. You're understanding the difference between the two, and you're understanding when it is a ride you purposely go on that makes you feel bound and blinded in all of this, that you understand there's always a second choice on the other side of the scale, which is over here, which is the Five of Swords. And the fives are about change and transformation. And so this is about you understanding that you don't have to try to prove that your small t truths of your human side are more truer than other people's small t truths. Because as you connect with this Ace of Swords, the Justice card had it on here. She actually did have the sword, little flaming sword here. You are realizing the capital T truths of the higher realm, and you're allowing everyone to believe what they want to believe and experience what they want to experience, knowing that it's not black or white. This comparison is gone, and you're just allowing yourself to have your inner journey, your inner mental journey, and you're not battling so much. They usually have people walking away sad with swords on the ground, which shows that you might have been talented at proving those small t truths or badgering someone enough, or they just gave up, and you may have won the battle, but you lost the war because they walked out of your life and didn't want to hang around you anymore because they were tired of you always trying to change their minds, trying to prove that your beliefs and thoughts were the right and theirs were wrong, right? So you do have this awareness around your thoughts being freed here, which makes sense with that Justice card. Here's the Lover's card. Lovers on the Lover's card. So Spirit definitely showing you that you are so much more than your humanness, and that the focus on every moment is that emotional choice between unconditional love and the fear of losing conditional love. So love that when they do the same thing. And here's the Five of Cups. So like we said with this five here, fives are about change of awareness and change of how you perceive things. And this cup is about the importance of mourning, and we come here on purpose to experience these spilt cups. Those three cups represent the disappointment, those emotional disappointments we have when we look at relationships defining our emotional happiness, when we look at situations and circumstances like our jobs, education, social status to define our emotional fulfillment, or things like our bodies, our possessions, our bank accounts. So those three are disappointing because people change or pass away. Situations never stay the same, and things in our bodies deteriorate, break down, are stolen, or burned down, and so they end up disappointing us. But the great transformation that happens in this card is you have the two cups behind it. Those two cups are the two choices that you have in every moment. That's the Two of Cups is the emotional choice card, which is also the Lover's card in a way. And it's knowing that you have those two choices to drink from, either the disappointing, bitter, sour waters of conditional love, lower vibrational love of the human world, or that beautiful nectar of the gods of unconditional love of the higher realms. And so that allows you to see the difference between the two, but in order to understand that contrast that we had, it is kind of pointing you back to that. So you've got the two and the twos, and then your final card is the Knight of Swords. So all this mental energy coming here too. All the knights, of course, are about movement, and so this is movement of mind. And all knights have a quest, because that's what knights do, they quest. And he's questing after this this Ace of Swords, which is that capital T truth, looking for the higher knowledge, looking for the higher truths, which is what you've been doing. So I really feel like all this standing in between and allowing yourself that place of not comparing and being able to sit and not allow all the supposed to's and the shoulds and the need to's to consume you, has really brought you to this beautiful balancing place, this ability to balance both worlds as you move in to this next portal and you make the step over this next year. So I love this for you. Very exciting. And if you are looking for even more messages of love from above, in addition to these types of readings, I also put out weekly energy updates for each individual zodiac sign, also monthly readings for each zodiac sign, and a few other types of videos. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. And also doing those things helps spread the love, and it helps my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like a video, or you share a video, or you comment on a video, especially subscribing to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy happy and wants to share the videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of that, I am, of course, very grateful. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, mighty Taurians, as you go through this Lion's Gate, please know every second of every day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and of course, I love you too. Have an amazing journey. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. And in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.